What is up, budgeting family and friends? My name is Sharia. This is the Sharia Mag channel where I am documenting our six-figure debt-free journey as an entrepreneurial licensed clinical social worker, along with my husband who is a welder. Together we have a combined income of about $130,000 that does not include the income from my new full-time job. We started our journey in October of 2023 with $305,884 worth of debt, and we have a goal to have that debt completely eliminated by December 31st, 2026, to then start to build wealth and become work optional by the age of 50, which will be in 9 years for my husband. We are documenting and sharing this journey with you guys here in the form of monthly budgets, weekly budgets, debt updates, Transfer Tuesdays, and because I am an entrepreneur, I do also share the income that I was able to earn in my private practice at the end of every month, as well as quarterly net worth updates. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in following, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I try to post every Wednesday, at least once a week, every Wednesday due to my demanding schedule. And every now and again, if I'm able to push out another video, I absolutely will. But you have to have on your notification bell so that you are notified every single time I do an upload. Today is October the 8th. It is late, but I am doing our September. Is it September or is it October's? Technically, it's September's debt update that I'm posting in October. So we will get right into it. So what I have on the screen is my budgeting template. This is actually the year overview. I thought I knew how to use the debt dashboard template that is included in here. I used it in the last debt update, but I changed the numbers before I could record, so I have to use the year overview. So on this year overview, we will go over to the month of September. For the month of September, we started September with $281,090.60 worth of debt. And we were able to apply $3,839.87 towards debt. And I will tell you exactly where we ended September at the end of the video. So going into the debt payments that we are making, before I get started there, I want to review what exactly our debt is. So we do still have some lingering credit card debt. We do still use credit cards. We have been really good with paying off the statement balances at the end of every month. And the reason we do still use credit cards is because I don't foresee myself taking vacations out of the budget and restricting myself. So I felt like credit card hacking for the points is would be a good way to offset the income we would potentially put towards vacationing, to cover, to pay for everyday expenses like gas and groceries. So we still do use credit cards, and then we pay the statement balance off at the end of every month. We are pretty good with sticking to the budget, although it may not reflect that in this video. Or in the past, for the month of August and September, some things went a little haywire for the month of August, specifically. So, but we do still use credit cards, and we are using the credit cards to credit card hack because we do still want to be able to do small trips. We may not typically we would do one international trip and one local trip or domestic trip. And we would do one trip with the kids or as a family, and then my husband and I would do one trip alone. For 2024, we did not have any vacations planned. We did not go on any. We took a small cabin trip. We also took a small beach trip for my husband's birthday. The cabin trip was for my birthday. For my husband's birthday, we took all the kids, and for my birthday, it was just me and him. So we did do that, but that was both of those trips were domestic. So, but next year I am planning either Arizona with the family or Disney, and Jamaica for my husband and I. So And we plan on doing that in the most cost-effective way. Anyhow, getting back, so we do still use credit cards. We use credit cards for everyday expenses, and again, we try to pay off the balances at the end of every month. So we do have some credit card debt, but that will be a remaining thing. The next debt is my car. I have a 2023 Honda Pilot. It was originally financed with Honda Financial at an interest rate of 8.4%. And I recently refinanced the loan with my local credit union at 7.25%. And the balance is, I think we started September at $46,000. Now, I have an audacious goal to have my car payment eliminated by the end of this year. It is still my goal, even though it is looking very unrealistic, but circumstances can change drastically at the end, in the blink of an eye. So that's still my goal, still vibrating off of that energy. So then we have a HELOC. A HELOC is a home equity line of credit, and that is sitting at about $28,000. That interest rate is 7.75%. I know what you're thinking. If you are doing the avalanche or snowvalanche method, why are you paying your car off before you pay off the HELOC? And the reason is, I think I shared with you guys, as we eliminate liabilities, we plan to purchase assets. So, and to purchase assets, you have to have a low debt to income ratio. The car payment, which is sitting at 7.25%, but has a $793 car payment, would make a more drastic, would be more beneficial to pay off than the HELOC that has a payment of $384, although it has a higher interest rate. So we are with the goal to be able to purchase another rental property by June of 2025. We felt like it was best to have the car payment eliminated and to look for an investment property with a mortgage around that price. Now, that is if we get it financed. Now, we are looking at off the market, like cash deals. We do have a small savings. We are still trying to build it in case we come across a cash deal property. But the goal would be to, even if we pay for a property cash, we would refinance it, and we want the refi to replace the car payment, but it would be income producing. So hopefully that will equal itself out. So we have the HELOC, the home equity line of credit, which is at about which is sitting at about $28,000. Next, we have various student loans. I have 7 of them, and they total collectively $123,000. For whatever reason, they are on a forbearance. Not one that I put on, one that I think has something to do with the legalities of the whole student loan forgiveness, whatever. So I don't have a payment for that, but those are $123,000. And then lastly, we do include our primary mortgage, which is sitting at a balance of $75,000, a little more. So that is what totals the $277,000 worth of debt. Now, we do also have another investment property that my daughter is currently living in, but she takes over the mortgage for that, so I don't necessarily include it. And I don't know if and when she decides to leave or vacate that property, it may be may become a priority for us to pay it off. But if not, she'll just continue to maintain the mortgage. So that is what is totaling the $277,000 worth of debt. Now, as for the debt that we were able to pay in the month of September, that we were able to apply $3,839.87 towards debt. Our regular debt minimums, and this includes the minimums on credit cards that we have already paid, but we continue to keep the minimum payments in the budget because, like I said, we are doing the snowvalanche method. If you're not familiar with what the snowvalanche method is, it is when you snowball the highest interest rate payments. So technically we should be doing the HELOC, but we're doing the Honda. We would pay the Honda off, and then we would snowball that payment, the $739 payment, into paying off the next highest interest debt, which would be the HELOC, and then so on and so forth. So we include the minimum payments of the cars that have a zero balance. Typically they snowball into the credit cards that have a balance, but when we don't have any credit cards with a balance, we snowball those minimum payments towards the debt that we are focusing on, which has been and will continue to be for a while, my 2023 Honda Pilot. So honing in on the month of September, we put $445 towards my husband's Platinum American Express. Now, we don't use either one of those cards. We got those cards in 2022 when we thought we were going to be able to travel more. Now that we have refocused on getting out of debt to be able to escape the matrix of working 40 hours a week, we don't necessarily use those cards, and we have been going back and forth on, because he has one, I have one, I also have a business one, and we are authorized users on each other's, except for he's not an authorized user on my business one. And so I don't necessarily see the purpose of me having a personal Platinum American Express and a business Platinum American Express, because I can use the business one personally. I just can't pay for non-business essentials with my business account. So I have both my business account and my personal account linked to the card, and anytime I use my business Platinum American Express for personal use, I just pay out of my personal checking account. So it is really pointless for us to have all of the same cards. So I am considering closing mine and letting him keep his, only because his credit score recently tanked for whatever reason, and I think it would make it worse if he closed out a balance, especially since he has no preset balance on his American Express, his Platinum American Express. So that is a goal, to get rid of my Platinum American Express, because those $695 annual fees are atrocious. The next, we paid $706.75 on my Platinum American Express, and again, that was the annual fee and maybe a fee that I charge. I don't know. Next, we paid $295.24 on my Hilton American Express. Now, I always share that my Hilton American Express has three authorized users, which are my kids. Two of my kids do cover their own statement balances, but that baby girl that's in college, who is not working and focusing on her brand and school, we allow her to charge expenses like gas and groceries, and we cover those expenses for her. For my husband's Hilton American Express, now this is where the spending got crazy, and this was actually spending for July. We are working to pay his balance back down, but we paid $1,238.24 on his card for the month of September, and it still has a $1,800 or $1,900 balance. Sam's Club, we do use our Sam's Club card to make big hauls at the beginning of every month, which is grocery and personal and household hauls. And then the $200 that we budget for the month, we use that to pay the balance down at the end of, or by the statement due date. $30 went towards my PayPal card. I always tell you guys that we do have a balance on a PayPal card. It's very low. We technically could pay it off, but what we do is we pay the interest accruing balances or purchases, and then we maintain the the minimum payment, because there's no interest accruing. Same for my husband's. His minimum payment was $60 for the month of September. Mine was $30. $378 went towards my car. Now, I did recently get my car refinanced, and the new payment, the old payment was $1,070.80, I believe, or $1,000.78. And so I would pay it in $250.20 increments. The new payment is $739, and I pay $184 weekly. And I try to put that difference of the $250 as a principal payment. The payment didn't start until September 27th, but I caught myself going in and making principal payments. But oh no, the bank does not allow you to do that. What happens is once a full payment is made, then you can go in the same day, and the payment that you make the same day will then be applied to principal. There's not the option to specifically apply the payment to principal. I don't like that. Then we paid $348 towards the HELOC. That's the minimum payment. And $50.48 went towards JetBlue Barclays card. My son and his girlfriend went to Puerto Rico for her birthday, and I allowed him to put the tickets on my JetBlue card for the points. And they paid the balance back off, but nothing actually was posted for the month of September when it was due. It's actually due in October. He did give me the money, but I put the money on a different credit card that statement was due. Robbing Peter to pay Paul, basically. And then I paid the $50.48, which had already been posted to the card. And then my husband did recently get an Amazon Chase card. He got it for the promotion. I think it was like a $200 statement balance or credit or whatever. So after he purchased the $200 worth of stuff, this was stuff that we already needed. There was a balance of $48.03, and we paid that off. So all of those debt payments did total $3,839.87. And after we made all of those payments, we did end September with a debt balance of $277,000. It actually was $665. Some debt must have been eliminated here recently, and that's why the number has gone down. But we ended September in $277,665, and I don't remember the cents. So great progress for the month of September, and I'm hoping that almost doubles for the month of October, because I have started working the full-time triage counselor position. Again, that is overnight from 10 o'clock p.m. to 6:30 a.m. Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. And then Friday and Saturday, I work 11:30 p.m. to 8 a.m. So those payments, those full-time paychecks, I started that on September 23rd. I got my first paycheck on October the 7th, but it was not a full-time paycheck. It was 40 hours, but it was supposed to be 80, and it was not. So I'll get my first full paycheck on October 22nd. I did also start the PRN job, but I am in training, and they are trying to work with me around my work schedule. And so I get that paycheck on the 11th. And then I am paid every other week on that job. But it looks like what I end up getting is paid 3 times in 1 week every other week. So that income, the income from my full-time job will solely be going towards debt and savings. But the income from my PRN job is going towards home improvement and savings, because I am tired of just working to pay off debt. If you have been following me for a while, either here or on TikTok, you know that I have maintained a part-time or an extra job outside of my private practice since I've gone into private practice. But those jobs have always been to eliminate debt, and I'm just tired of doing that. I really want a new home, but this home has so much potential, and we only owe $75,000, and we have a good interest rate of 2.63%. So I think the alternative is to really put a lot of work into this home. Also, I mean, we only have one more young child, and so this absolutely could be a good investment property once we decide to downgrade. So I really want to put some sweat equity into this home and make it a home that I really enjoy spending my time in. So I'm using my PRN income for that as well. So that is, and I plan to share those home improvements with you guys as well. So that is it for the debt that we were able to pay in the month of September. I am looking forward and excited to what we were able to tackle in the month of October. My financial goals for October, especially including the part-time and the full-time job income. The only thing I really want to be able to do financially is to save 10% of those checks. But then I want to be able to make 3 to 4 car payments in the month of October. Does that align with my goal of having the car paid off by the end of December, by the end of this year? No, it does not. If I can make 3 a paycheck, I absolutely will. But I was only able to make 1 with the first paycheck because, again, I am still paying on some of the credit cards. So the goal is to be able to make 2 in the next paycheck, and so that would be 3 total for the month, and I will have accomplished my goal. So that is it. That's the only financial goal I have for myself for the month of October, is to be able to make 3 principal payments towards my car. So that is it. I'm excited to see where we end as far as debt in the month of October. It would be great if we're able to get out of the 70s, but I don't know. If you want more day-to-day looks into my life, specifically working multiple jobs to get out of debt, and very condensed versions of my weekly paychecks and my payday routines from my part-time and full-time job, be sure to follow me over on TikTok. The link is in the description below. And if you or anyone you know is on a debt-free journey and you feel like you can be informed and or inspired by following my journey, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and share my content as well. Give it a thumbs up if you appreciate this content. That is it for my September debt update. I will catch you guys in the next one. Be on the lookout for my income report, because I finally got my books cleaned up, but I'll talk more about that in that video. My net worth update, we are in Q4, so I do need to do a Q3 net worth update. And then my routine weekly budgets. So I really enjoyed it. If you watched thus far to the end, I really appreciate it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, even share. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.